expected, would you give it to Carrick?
If I was in charge of United, I would learn from past mistakes, and I would give him at least a one-year contract with incentives in there. And if he hits those, then give him another one after that. But I think it'd be very, very harsh now to not give him at least a one-year deal for the job that he's doing and done.
Shearer, to our good friends from Football Fans Chat, we got Danny, Chelsea fan, and Kuro, Manchester United fan. Kuro, I'll come to you first. How you feeling? How you doing? 3 points in the bag.
Bro, stop that, bro. Bro, stop that, bro.
Sorry, I have a flu.
Oh, damn. Oh.
That was the one shot on target.
Just one.
Just one.
I have one more. I have one more downstairs to show you guys.
Oh, you froze him, cut it. There we go.
Oh, yes, Cunha. Well done.
Good, well done.
Well done. It wasn't Cunha to score this time around, but in terms of the person that set up the goal, Bruno Fernandes, he's on target to beat the best ever record when it comes to most assists in a season. Kuro, I know you'll be biased, but is it a case of...
Bro, Enzo Fernandez, score your goal, bro.
Danny, we'll come to you in a moment. We're talking about Bruno, the magician, because, as I said, he's on the verge of making history. Talk to us about him and how pivotal he's been in what has been a tumultuous season.
Look, there is no words to describe Bruno Fernandes. He has been magnificent. He has been fantastic. He has been our best player since he arrived at this club. He's the incoming PFA player of the season, that's one. He's already making Ballon d'Or conversations at this point. I can't imagine where we would be without Bruno Fernandes. Throughout the season, every game, if you take away Bruno Fernandes from our team, we look like Burnley. And that is why I think for him, when you look at his trophy cabinet does not match the greatness that he has brought to this club. But every day, we know the value of Bruno Fernandes, and we thank God every time that we sign. In fact, in my books, he's the best signing in the past 10 years.
Cool. Do you think he'll break the assist record? Because since Michael Carrick's come in there, played him in his best position, he's been given freedom to go and play. The assist record is 20, Kevin De Bruyne, Thierry Henry, 20, Mesut Ozil with 19. He's on 18 with the remaining games. Do you think he's going to break that record, Kura?
Yeah, I think so. But if you look at the Chelsea game, I think he's now thinking about it too much. For Bruno Fernandes, for him to break the record, he just needs to be calm and play his football the way he does. But he's now trying to intentionally...
We seem to have lost your picture. Our technical team will just see if they can sort that out. Talking about the game then, it might be a bit tough for you to talk about Chelsea.
Do you know what? I was saying about Arsenal playing better, but it was a better performance from them. The problem is, when I saw João Pedro was out injured, I was concerned, because that's been let's say, it's been rusty, let's be fair. And they've had problems sticking the ball in the back of the net, and it came back to haunt them again against Man United. But the performance was much better. They got into really, really good areas. But you look at the difference between the two sides. I'm gonna put this to Danny now, because you look at the difference between the two sides. One shot on target, United, that bit of quality, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha. And at the moment, because of the injuries that Chelsea have, the lack of depth in their squad, that's what's missing from that Chelsea side, Danny, that depth in the squad.
Yeah, seriously, we lack depth in the squad. And Garnacho, Manchester United, I feel we have to see you to court. We have to see you to court, because you sold a player that could not take on.
We sold you our incoming Ronaldo.
It's very, very shameful that we are having a winger that Argentina won't even consider for the World Cup. And this is a player that Chelsea bought after qualifying for Champions League. It's not good enough. We lack quality. We lack depth in the team.
No refund.
Our front line, we have the worst front line in the world. We need a change of mentality in terms of players going forward. Kopamana is cold, very, very cold. Anacho is cold. This is cold. The lap is cold. Neto is cold.
Yeah, Danny. I mean, I think we've got their last 10 results here on the screen, and this all.
Terrible.
I mean, the dip in form started. The drop points against Burnley, obviously losing that to Arsenal. Then there's that performance against Aston Villa. Then in amongst that came the Champions League games. With PSG, and that's when the wheels came off. They got injuries. They've lost 4. I mean, they've never seen that at Chelsea since, I don't know, 1912 or something. Lost 4 in a row. But Danny, you're looking at the recruitment process. I mean, the reason they signed Garnacho was, again, they were looking at potential. Well, you see United go and they go and get Cunha, they get Umbomo, and Man City go and get ready-made players. Is that what Chelsea need to do now? Go and get some ready-made players to go into that side to really try and compete at the top end of the table?
Yep.
Exactly. We need experienced players right now on our first team.
We've got no pressure. There seems to be a technical difficulty again, Danny and crew. Hopefully we'll get you back in the conversation. But let's just remind everyone at home how the table is looking, because despite dropping points, it's kind of as you were when it comes to the race for the top 6, which is incredible. It seems nobody wants to get that position. Liverpool are comfortable in 5th. They're 7 points above 6th place Chelsea. Brentford dropping points. Well, they didn't manage. It was a draw against London side Fulham. So they remain in that 7th position. So you see 48 with Chelsea and Everton in 10th on 47. So this is where we said that goal difference is going to play such a huge role come that final day of the season.
Yeah.
And then you look, it's 1 point between Chelsea and 10th place Everton. But if you go down to the next page, it's still just as tight up until about the 12th spot. So, yeah.
Even Crystal Palace.
3 points.
Crystal Palace will be thinking about it. There were 2 games in hand. They could get going for Europe
potentially,
as well.
Yeah,
massive game for them against West Ham. Massive game. They get Brighton against Chelsea tomorrow. So it's about somebody just finding some form just between now and the end of the season to grab that last place. And the other thing is, if Aston Villa win the Europa League and finish in 5th, actually there's still a place in the Champions League in 6th position. So they might be fighting for something, a massive prize at the end of the season. But no one's been consistent enough. I thought, I was watching Sunderland against Villa. I thought when they were running through that chance at 3-3, I thought it's going to finish in the back, and then Villa go down the other end, and you think, oh, they've thrown it away as well. So somebody's got to get hold of that final European Champions League spot. And at the moment, Chelsea, they've got to find some form. Brighton, come back and get a result against Tottenham. It's so important that somebody goes and gets a result and starts getting some consistency between now and the end of the season.
But in terms of that game, very finally, Man United look like they are fixed on to get a top 4 position. If you're a fan, would you want Michael Carrick to become permanent?
I think it'll be very, very difficult for Man United not to give it to Michael Carrick. And I've been saying that because he's gone in there. Look, it's been nice for him because he hadn't had any European football. He's been able to work with the players. They've been rested. They look fresh. But the players look happy. And no United players have looked happy since he's gone through the door. Yeah. And I think a key, I mean, Kuro was talking about Bruno Fernandes. I think there's no chance Bruno Fernandes will want to be going. Before that, I thought Bruno Fernandes would be on his way at the end of the season. I think he wants to stay. And all those players want to work for Michael Carrick. I can't see him not being given the job.
OK, well, there's a few games to go until we find out if he will be the permanent manager. There you have it for part 1. Thank